why you wish you can reform? You know someone you really wish you can change them? But then you realize that's not your job. That's God's doing. It is the Holy Ghost conviction, but it is God that do the changing. To reform something is to change it. Amen? Our President Obama, very early in his presidency, positioned himself to reform our healthcare system. Amen? I suppose you've heard all about that on the news. No, I'm not trying to be politically correct today. However, most Americans believe that the healthcare system is broken and need to be reformed. Amen. The problem is, how do they go about doing it? But all of them, most of them agree that it is broken and need to be reformed. Let me go a little further to say, honestly, I believe Mr. Obama, President Obama, was sent by God. Yes. Not only sent by God, but was a gift from God. Yes. I believe he was brought to office at such a time as this. Yes. Now, whether you agree or disagree with his views have nothing to do with it, because you would never find a nation where everybody agree with everything. But as the word teaches us, whether the leader is good or bad, they were established by God. Amen. And so let me just say that again. I believe our president was established by God. Sent by God. And I believe he was brought to office at such a time as this for the purpose for which he is trying to pursue. Changing or reforming our healthcare system. I know how bad it needs to be reformed. God gave many gifts, and he's one of them. Amen. Amen. But let me go on a little bit, because I made notice of someone else. Last week I heard our sister commented on Mr. Michael Jackson. Anyone remember that? Yes. Mr. Michael Jackson wrote a song. Sang the song, and he entitled it "A Man in a Mirror." I read up a little bit on how he went about making the song. Now, I don't want to take all of God's time to talk about the messenger. I want to talk about the message change. Because honestly, Michael Jackson doesn't mean anything to me where this message is concerned. So the messenger is not important. The message is what matters. Change. Michael Jackson got a mirror. He looked at himself in the mirror and seeing his own reflection and considering the world's population 6.5 billion people, with more than half of that live in poverty or below the poverty line, Mr. Jackson says somebody got to make a change. Seeing his reflection, he says this change starts with me. And I am the man in the mirror. I'm not asking you today to go change the world, but I'm asking you to change yourself. Very often we can look at others and we can see the change that they need was below the poverty line. But in 2008, that number rose to 13%. We could imagine what it's going to be at the end of 2009. It can only escalate. In 2007, we had 45 million Americans uninsured. Do we have any uninsured in here today? Don't raise your hand. We don't want to get all up in your business. 45 million Americans uninsured. But by 2008, 46 million Americans were uninsured. And 2009, it is expected that that number is going to increase. Those are staggering statistics. Somebody got to make a change. The status quo cannot stand as it is. Somebody got to make a change. Mr. Jackson went on to say, that change begins with him. I read a little bit about Mr. Jackson and his donation. This man gave over $5 million in donation just to make a change. Now, as you would know, something like that would not be in the news, and generally you won't hear that. But the negative things you will most certainly hear. Over $5 million to one corporation to make a change where poverty is concerned. That's a contribution to change. That's a contribution to reform.